Hello, everyone, and welcome to this inaugural episode of the Advocates Chair. My name is Neonta Williams, and I am the Executive Director and founder of Black Alabamians for Education. And y'all, I'm so excited to have my homegirl in the building. Yay!
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Yes, this is Esquire Ashlee Taylor.
Yes.
Ashlee has been everything to Black Alabamians for Education. So, people see our work out in the community, that sometimes on a national level, they've seen our work all around, but there are always key people in the back that are making things happen. And Ashlee, you've been with us from the inception. I mean, from the legally filing paperwork. So tell us a little bit about you and why and all the things.
Yeah. So, as you mentioned, I am an attorney. I was not an attorney when
in the beginning.
Right. So that kind of came after the fact, but I do feel like I've always been an attorney, just at heart. I think that profession kind of chose me just by way of my characteristics, right? I've always been an orderly person. And so my work with Black Alabamians has been so rewarding. It's been so rewarding. Just to bear witness to your vision, right? And to just be in the trenches with you to make this thing a living, breathing force to be reckoned with, right? And so we always say, just on some outside conversations, like we are literally kindred spirits.
Yes.
So your mission just naturally becomes my mission, right? Because I'm just an advocate for your growth and expansion, right? And so a lot of love that, we this is like family, right? And so it's purely my pleasure to serve this organization, to serve you in your own mission. And so nothing more than just my own personal fulfillment in seeing others succeed is what has anchored me, in this work, right? Like I so deeply believe in what we do and who we serve, and just the need for that change to happen. We say in our city, we're just down to our neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
And then taking that little seed and growing it nationally, right?
Yeah.
That's the goal. And so, it's my pleasure to serve. It's my pleasure to be here. I don't feel like I'm working. It's just like we're just doing what we do, right?
That's what we do.
We just do what we do. We are advocates. By blood, right? It's like it's just ingrained into us. In this work, this is just how we facilitate.
That is so good.
We do.
As you are talking, I'm thinking, of course, I'm thinking like, what is my next question? What's my next question? And I'm also, part of my next question is, I really want us to kind of talk about, so this podcast for us is called the Advocates Chair.
Right.
And the purpose of this podcast is really, obviously we want to talk about education, but it is also important to me and the rest of the team, because we talked about this deeply, that we want to bring traditional and non-traditional folks on to be able to share their personal stories, their personal experiences, their professions, and how does being an advocate play a role in that? And then how does it lend itself back to the root of who we are as an organization, which is advocacy. So in me asking you that question, or sort of laying that foundation, so sort of polling this in a question way for you, how is it that you take your passions behind your expertise in finance, your expertise in economic development, community development, and then also, of course, your professional expertise as an attorney and practicing in certain areas? Like, how does all of that translate back to, it's two questions. How does it translate back to advocacy? And then what's the root? Like, where did it come from? What was your personal in the beginning? What was your personal genesis?
Right. So I want to start with the second question first.
Okay, that works.
Right. So just to be, frank, right? We gonna keep it G.
That's what it's about. It's the Advocates Chair. Let's go.
We gonna keep it G. Like, I mean, you grow up in neighborhoods and in situations and in family dynamics where lack is a central theme.
Yes.
Right? Like where deprivation and poverty is a consistent thing that you wrestle with, right? And so just my own upbringing, my own childhood, just groomed me in a way, involuntarily, groomed me in a way to reach for something more, to have something better, to, just watching things that happen around me. It's just like, I don't want that. And, I guess being graced by God in a sense to just being able to recognize dysfunction. Like, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal to go.
Nor do I want it to be.
Right. Like this can't be my norm. Right. And so, no, money isn't everything, but what I recognize most in my own family and in growing up is that, poverty was a direct reflection of a lack of education. Right. And so for me personally, education was my way out.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why we sisters, y'all. I feel like
everybody. Right. It's like,
I feel
that's my way out. Right. And yes, it sounds cliche and it sounds like the American dream and all that stuff, but that is truly like, that's my meal ticket. Right. And not to be, in a performative sense, but just on a, like, this ain't normal. And there has to be a better way. And so this looks promising to go and learn and figure out how to be better. Right. And so that was just my driving force. I mean, being a high achieving student, and on a psychological level, because my parents, they were not necessarily uneducated people, but they didn't go all the way, right, to be afforded the same opportunities I had. But I would get a certain level of acknowledgement and nurturing from my teachers, right? And so I just took a hold to like, education is literally my way out. And so that whole thing led me to, desiring more, wanting more, and then taking on this mentality of I gotta lift as I climb.
Yeah.
Right. And so I got to pull other people with me and I got to teach them, hey, this is the way out. Cause I ain't found it all the way yet, but I'm trending towards becoming free of this thing. Right. And so every year and every opportunity I get to experience some level of growth, right? Whether it's getting promoted to the next grade, right? It's, hey, you should do this. Right. And so that, my own euphoria of just growing and learning kind of instilled in me this desire to encourage others to do the same. Yeah. Right. And so that's how the advocate within myself. Yeah. Right. And so again, I don't sugarcoat, right? I shoot straight. So it's like, everybody want a little change, right? Ain't nobody trying to be broke.
Nobody want to be broke.
Listen, you say what you say, but your girl want to be fly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I need all the goods. I need the leather seats, the car, you know what I mean? So living a life that was comfortable.
Yes.
Right? So there's a direct output of you achieving, right? You are afforded certain things. You are afforded a certain way of living, a certain lifestyle. And not that it's all about that, but it's a great motivator.
It is. And you used the term earlier, poverty, right? So it's poverty mindset. And so in order to shift the poverty mindset, you have to start to tell yourself it is okay to actually not only desire, but have nice things. And nice things are relative. For one person, it may literally be, it may be clothing. It may be what you drive, but it also may be experiences.
Right.
It may be opportunities.
Or
it may
be freedom.
Or absolutely.
Just the freedom to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Even if you don't do it, right? And so, just thinking about how, it is really great. So I know I asked you a second question, but that was so good. I'm just sitting over here just marinating. I'm looking like, yes, this is why I'm excited to have this young lady as a part of our team, and just grateful from the beginning. It's not like I invited her. It was, initial friendships. It was like, you know what? I want to be a part of this. But because you have given such an incredible, heartfelt, deep response, I even heard the tone in your voice changing. Like, we're gonna have to go to commercial. We gotta take a break. We're gonna come back. So listen, you listen in. This is the Advocates Chair. This is our inaugural recording our inaugural session with the one and only Miss Ashlee Taylor, Esquire, who is also our Chief Financial Officer with Black Alabamians for Education. So really excited to have you here
Excited to be
in the
here.
advocates chair. We're going to go to commercial. Yes, so happy that you're excited to be here as well. And we'll be back. Hey guys, it's Neonta Williams with Black Alabamians for Education, and want you guys to know that we are a parents advocacy organization with a mission to equip, inform, and empower Black families with information on accessing a high quality K-12 education. We support choice, traditional public, private, charter, virtual, home, blended, and micro school options. You want to know more? Check us out. Go to our website, which is www.blackal4edu.org. We're back with my girl, Ashlee Taylor, Esquire. I like Esquire. Y'all listen, you know, it's like if you have a really good friend or somebody that you're really proud of and, you know, you love celebrating them because in as much as I enjoy celebrating her, she does with me and not only just Neonta, but the organization as well. So again, super grateful to have you here.
Thank you.
Before we went to commercial, you were talking to us about, where did this sort of core of who you are, where did advocacy come from? And I asked you a twofold question. So the second question that I asked you was, and I'm loving your first part of the answer, looking forward to hearing this second part. So how do you take all of that advocacy and sort of marry the plan? How do you take the vision of this is who I am, these were my experiences, tapping into being encouraged by your classroom teachers, having a family behind you that supported, didn't really know all the way what that looked like, but, you know, wanted to cheer you on. And at the same time, you took all of that, you know, you went from a high school diploma to a college degree, to work experience, as an HR developer. And so, y'all, I know her. So I can tell a little bit of her story that she didn't tell. But I believe I can just tell because of who you are. Certainly all of that, wherever you went, you always took, I've got to advocate for people. I've got to make sure that folks have what they need. And so how did all of that, and how does all of that play a role in who you are today, with this organization, but just in your personal and other professional life as well?
Yeah, so I think at the core of who I am a servant, right? And so I do believe that I was placed here to serve. Another big part of who I am is I genuinely enjoy seeing other people experience success. And God really garners my success through others, right? Like I seek out to help other people become successful, and I gain success by doing that, right? It's like I'm pushing you to be great and I'm becoming great in the process, right? I get the benefits, and not that I do it to benefit from people, but I genuinely, you know, on a psychological level, I feel like if everybody's doing great, nobody has time to hate.
Yeah, that's
on
right.
the next person, right?
That is right.
Nobody has time to clock who's not doing what. Like, it kind of kills this crabs in a barrel type of mentality, right? And we all know that's rampant in our communities, right?
Right.
And it goes all the way back to our history, to slavery, right? And so my thought process has always been, well, I know I'm gonna be great, because I have no other alternative, right? That's just my faith, my beliefs. Like, I don't even think about not being successful. That's what it is. But if I help others, then I don't really have to worry about having experiences where somebody's trying to pull my greatness down, right? And so that's just always been my mentality. And so how the core of who I am works or comes into like a full circle moment through the people that I partner with, through the people that I join their missions. It's natural, you know. It's a natural kind of thing. And so specifically with my work with Black Alabamians, it's obvious, right? It's obvious that there is a need for the work that we do, right? And my piece of it, my little slice of the pie.
It's a big slice. It's a big slice. It's not a little slice.
Look at it as, like we're all spokes on a wheel, right? There's a bigger mission, but I find a way to use my talents and my skills to serve the bigger mission, right? So yes, it's a big slice, but ultimately it's not about me. And that's the grand scheme for us all, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're doing this work and yes, we benefit from, but it's really not about any of us.
Yeah.
Right. It's about all of us collectively, getting to a place where we can all exist in a way that is conducive to all of our well-being and success. Mm-hmm. Right. And so my work with Black Alabamians is really just a testament to, I don't know. I just like who I am. It just aligns with who I am.
Yeah.
It's easy to see your mission, right? Because in a roundabout way, this organization serves me too. Right?
Ooh, tell me more.
Right. I mean, really, it's like, so our mission is to educate, inform, and inspire, right? Like, I am inspired every time we connect to the community.
Yeah.
I'm inspired every time we have a connection to a parent or communication with a parent. A parent's like, I didn't know that. And just the euphoria, you get to see them experience having light bulb moments of how they can be empowered to change, right? How they can be empowered to put their children in a better place to succeed, right? And so it just, I don't want to get woo-woo or spiritual, right? But it's really about divine alignment, right? And I think the biggest part of being great is really knowing who you are. Right? Is knowing where can I serve?
Right.
And just having the heart posture to serve. And I think God just aligns things and aligns you with the right people. And, those missions align and it's like, well, here we are.
It's easy. Right.
It is. It's not work, right? It's about divine alignment. And I just genuinely feel like I believe so much in what this organization does. I believe in so much in who we serve, right? Because I am a parent.
Yeah.
I am a Black woman, trying to be great in this society, right? I am our client. I am the person we serve, right? And I can serve from the lens of I am you, you are me.
Yeah.
So that is the best way for me to serve because I'm not going to do anything that will be detrimental to you because we serving each other.
Serving each other. Yeah. That is so
good. That's the purpose. That's the point of it all.
Yeah.
Right. So, I think it's just about clarity and being clear on what you do, who you serve.
Yeah.
And it kind of all works out, right? It just unfolds.
It does.
Organically.
It does. You talk about this so eloquently, like you're able to share, in a way that it just resonates, right? And so again, for me, it brings a lot of gratitude, a lot of appreciation and then also you talked about, this divine thing. Like it's important, one, that, as an organization, we have our identity aligned with who we are, who we serve and what we intend to do. And then just organically, we are going to intend to attract those same kinds of people. One of our core values in this organization is respectful and caring relationships. And so in as much as we work with people in the community, and that is our approach to how we work with people, because all of us are opinionated, it's also important that the people that's a part of our team also has that caring and respectful relationship perspective, that heart posture.
Right.
That's important because we meet people, even ourselves, from all walks of lives, all types of experiences. And it's really important that we're able to connect not only with ourselves internally, but then also the community in which we serve. And so I hear that.
Absolutely.
I hear that in you. Funny story about us meeting each other, right? So we met, it feels like multiple decades ago, but I think it was maybe 1 decade plus a couple of years, but we were in graduate school.
Yeah.
You remember that day?
Yeah, girl. Literally.
What happened that day?
We were in, what is her name? We were in the master's program at UAB.
Yeah.
In a master's in public administration, and we were in I believe it was a nonprofit.
It was our nonprofit, and it's shame on me and you for not remember her name, because she was definitely phenomenal. Miss Ellen, that's right.
Ellen,
and
I don't remember her last name.
She worked at United Way of Central Alabama. I think she still works there, but she was Go
She
ahead.
asked us our mission, or she asked us what's our purpose, and like we literally got up and said the
exact same thing.
And it was like, I think I was in the front of the class, you were in the back, and you stood up and said yours. And I looked back, I was like,
yeah, that's
yeah. Man, I see you.
Literally, yeah. First day of class.
I think we have been just kind of
attached at the hip,
literally since that day. And again, and that's why I said I'm so grateful to God, just for divine connections, right? Because I do believe things are planned, right?
Yes.
Like there's a certain destiny involved, that I do believe God brought us together to do great things together.
Yes,
right?
That's good. That's good.
And I think just surrendering to that, right? It's like time and space and years. We would keep in touch. It's like we got to do something, and
we'll figure it out. We have a future purpose. We have a future purpose.
You would pull me along with certain things you got going on. I'd be like, girl, how can I serve? What you need? And I think just again our mission and just being willing to serve each other in our own path to greatness, right?
Alignment.
Yeah.
Alignment. It matters. So when we have these pivotal moments, those moments where you interact is so important. So I can't believe it's time for us to go to another commercial break already. What's up with that? Listen, this when you have good conversations.
Right.
It's almost like cocktails and conversations. We're missing the cocktails, but nonetheless, we have cocktails in our heart. And so we are going to take a minute and run to a commercial break, and we'll be running right back at the Advocates Chair. This is our inaugural episode. I hope y'all enjoying it, because it's going to get better. Hey, y'all know singing is not my thing. All right, guys, welcome back, everyone, to the Advocates Chair. I am having a ball with my girl, Ashlee Taylor, Esquire. Love it. I know she probably like, she'll be like, she love that Esquire. Baby. You know what? It's one of those things where when somebody in your circle accomplishes something, you feel like you have too. So, we send each other.
I get it.
We send each other memes and Instagram all the time, like me and my girl going to court.
Right.
I got a briefcase.
Right. It's my girl selling lawsuit.
I have no law degree.
Now, right. There will be signs.
There were a lot of signs, right? I have no law degree. But because my friend has one, then I have one. And so we're in this together. But it's the same way that you take on this passion behind this work.
Definitely.
So grateful. All right. So I have another question for you. I'm looking down, right? Because this is our inaugural episode of the Advocates Chair. And I want this to be different. This is a world of social sort of platforms where people are getting out their message. And in as much as I definitely want us to get across the message about education, advocacy, and the importance of it, I also want to bring folks in who have accomplished much because God has been good, but then hearing like your stories, your baseline, and how important it is. So what do you hope that people will get from what we are doing through Black Alabamians with the Advocates Chair?
I think, people and I don't think, I would hope people see, like the purpose, right? Like the bigger picture, right? And we talk about this all the time. You take small steps and you're doing small things daily, but those small, consistent steps is what lead to like monumental change, right?
Yes.
And so I think we talk about all the time, like, the journey, right? That's where the juice is. And so, but in this journey, I would hope that people could recognize the big picture, meaning the work that we're doing today won't necessarily breed the results immediately, right? But eventually, this work will kind of have a compound interest effect, right?
Yeah.
Like we look at this 10 years from now, and it's like, oh,
yeah, sure.
Our communities have changed. People are taking their power back.
Yes.
Right. Yes. And they are able to advocate for themselves, right? They are able to take control of the narrative, right? And shape this thing in a way that benefits our children.
Our children. That's it. That's so true.
Right. So it's like, if nothing else, see the big picture, right? You may not understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. And, they're talking to people and, some people may, assume that who we choose to focus on, which is our parents, may not have that much power, but they actually do.
They do. They have a lot of power.
They have the most power, right?
Yes.
Right. And so I think I would hope I would pray that people would really see that. Like, it don't make a whole lot of sense in the day to day, and it doesn't look like it's making much impact in the day to day. But in the grand scheme, it is. It's setting a generation up.
Yeah.
For greater, right? And that's what our forefathers, the people that came before us to do certain things, the Dr. Kings, the Malcolm X's, all these people, that's what they did. They didn't really get to live the fruit of their work in that season.
Yeah.
But the big picture is we are a lot further ahead.
Yes.
Because of the work they did, right? And so I say that amongst our team too, right? Like, don't get weary in well doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, stick to it. The juice is really in the journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really in the journey. So.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's encouraging for me to hear too, because, you know, when we are a part of the day-to-day work, you want to see fruit. You want to see evidence. Excuse me. And I had to, sometimes I have to stop and reflect and think about, you know, we started this organization 8 years ago. Prior to this organization, we were a part of a national group. Right. And shout out to Dr. Fuller and the Black Alliance for Educational Options, founded in 1999, which really empowered us as a group of Black folks in the state of Alabama to really, to your point, take ownership for what is to come. And I remember in those early years when we were establishing the organization, our work was highly sort of delved into policy, trying to get policies in the state of Alabama where not only Black families, but low income, working class families would have access to high quality school choice options. And so in 2013, Alabama passed this Alabama Accountability Act. Right. And then 2 years later, 2015, Alabama passed the Alabama Student, here I am trying to say this acronym, but it is the bill that passed charter school legislation,
which is monumental.
So it was a monumental. And so we took a lot of bullets being on the ground, trying to advocate. You were going through a leadership cohort, the Bailey Sullivan leadership, which gave you national exposure.
Absolutely.
You know, all of these things. And so people don't know those behind the scene things, but then here we are, you know, 8 years into our existence, and we've been able to see where Alabama was very anti-charter school, very anti-private school, particularly in the Black community. But now we have a number of private schools that exist. Right. Black churches are running their own private schools that are receiving students that are receiving scholarships because, you know, not being able to afford to pay for private school, but having access to resources. But I was given that sort of backdrop to get to the thing that I always kind of hang my hat on in terms of like our work is purposeful, is because when we passed that charter school legislation in 2015, there were a lot of people who were against us. We are a red state with a few blue cities. Right. And so, you know, you get into the politics thereof of how things work. But all that to say, we are in 2025 and we have 17 charter schools in the state of Alabama that are serving nearly 10,000 students.
Huge.
That is huge. And so when you think about what we are doing and just kind of like you sharing what you hope people get out of this, you know, you're right. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
Rome wasn't built. The only thing that was done overnight is the thing. And even that wasn't done overnight, but the vision thereof was there. And that was God's creation in the beginning.
Right.
And so, for anybody that's listening, you know, we want to tell them, stay the course, don't give up. Our work, your work, it's impactful if it is a gift, a vision that's been given to you by God with the intent of having impact for his people, it is going to be successful. And so for that, I am grateful. I am so grateful. I'm grateful that you are being obedient to your heartt's passion and your drive and what you enjoy doing and being a part of Black Alabamians. So I can't think of a better person to have on for our inaugural. That is a hard word to say, y'all, inaugural, but in our inaugural episode of the Advocates Chair.
Absolutely.
And so, you know what? We're coming up with our things. And so I got some rapid fire questions right here on my card. So what is your superpower?
Ooh. Superpower. I got a couple.
Okay.
Pop Scarlet.
Well,
no. I think if I had to do one thing, my voice, I would say, is powerful. So I have this instinctual ability to speak life into people. Right.
So true. I've been the beneficiary of that.
So I live with this optimistic, just this optimistic mindset, and so I just have this unique ability to see the good. Yeah. Right. Even when it looked crazy, it's like, well, it could have been, right? And so, and I can see that, and I use that to push people, right?
Yeah.
And I can say sometimes I deliver stuff like a sledgehammer, right? I ain't got the hammer down, but I like the way that I use my voice to kind of awaken people to their greatness. Like, what you scared of, you know? And so I think that is, off the top of my head, that's the superpower I use almost every day with everybody around me.
That's good. All right, I got another question. All right, what is the one thing people would be surprised to know about you?
Ooh, that I am an introvert. It's like
she got all this outside.
I know I have a very, you know, commanding presence, and I kind of look like I got it all together, but I am truly inside of myself all the time. So I speak well, I socialize very well, but I prefer to be alone.
Okay.
Oh, so
that's good. All right. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Ooh, go-to karaoke. I'm always, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm a huge Beyonce fan, but if I'm gonna say a karaoke song, is "Upgrade You."
Oh, look, I feel like it's the popping, pulling the
all of y'all. Let me stop.
Oh, no, that's all of you. That's all of you.
No, but like I feel like I'm an asset.
Okay.
To everything and everybody, right? I add value everywhere I go.
You see how her brain works. She pull it all together.
You, right?
Yes. All right, another question. Early bird, night owl?
Ooh, definitely. I ain't even said night owl. Definitely no early bird. But if I had to choose, night owl.
Okay. Really? Okay.
Not really.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Two more. This is the next to the last one. Dinner with one historical figure. Who would it be?
One historical figure, dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
Whew, that is a good one. One historical figure. You know, I'm on my women's empowerment piece. I feel like this is the century of the woman.
Okay.
Right? So I feel like women are doing great things. I'm gonna go with my girl Michelle Obama. Okay. Like I wanna pick her brain because from the perspective of being a woman in power, but also being connected to a man in power. Like, what does that look like? The balancing of the masculine and feminine. Like, how does she exert her power with a powerful man? You know, so off the top of my head, I'm gonna roll with my girl.
That's good. I was thinking Ruth Ginsburg for you, right? Like, I was thinking her.
Ruth, that deal. Like,
she is.
Let's cut throat.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. Just from that, you know, that Esquire brain. But of course, Michelle Obama was also Esquire, so you know that could be good. All right, this is the last question.
Okay,
I'm excited to ask this question because it'll be interesting to know the answer. What's the one thing you always keep in your bag?
Like my purse?
Your bag. Yes, ma'am.
What's the one thing I always keep? I always, ooh, y'all. I mean, I don't know. Some money.
I knew you were going to say that.
I knew you gotta keep it Jake. You gotta keep at least. I keep at least $1.
I thought you were gonna say money or lip gloss.
I was struggling between those two, so it's money and lip gloss.
Okay,
you know, you gotta keep a lip gloss.
You gotta keep a lip gloss popping. It's good. Listen, y'all. Hey, world. I'm telling you, this has been a blessed opportunity to bring my girl on, Ashlee Taylor, Esquire, to be our inaugural guest on the Advocates Chair. And so, Ashlee, I am going to give you an opportunity to share whatever you like to share with our watching, listening audience. And then I'll close us out. So what you got for us?
I just want to say, you know, Black Alabamians for Education is a phenomenal organization. I encourage the audience to really get to know this organization, learn about what we do. We are really an open book around here. So we are always open and welcoming the public to support us, you know, to join us. And I don't mean just financially, but just share our work, you know, with your audience, encourage others to learn about us. For me specifically, I am an attorney by trade. I am a servant in all that I do. And so my company is Prosolvent Legal Group. I also own a title and closing company as well, Prosolvent Title. And so I serve in the legal capacity in all things real estate law, business law, estate planning, bankruptcy, as well as civil litigation. And so please look my company up, www.prosolventlegalgroup.com, and learn more about me. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm I am always open to educating, inspiring individuals on their own path to success. So I'm just happy to be here. I'm so excited about this inaugural podcast episode.
Yeah.
I am so excited to see this baby come alive. Right? And so this is a new baby we have birthed within the organization. And so I'm just excited to serve. I'm excited to be here to witness the growth.
Yeah.
You know, like just to think this thing started, y'all, on a wall.
Yes.
on a sticky note.
Large post-its.
Literally large post-its on the wall in the dining room. Like, and it has become a full-blown magnet for
8-year-old baby.
Yeah.
8-year-old baby.
It's doing well. So thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited about everything that's happening for this organization.
Yeah.
And, glad to be a part of the tribe.
Yeah.
You're my girl forever.
That's it. Locked in, right?
Locked in.
I really appreciate you, Ashlee. I'm glad you share, your other profession as well. Not as if it's a separate one, but just all that you are. It's so important. A lot of times we look at people, we don't really know who they are, what they do, and there are a lot of assumptions, but a lot of hard work behind it, a lot of passion behind it. And so we are grateful. Y'all, that's what we do on this podcast of the Advocacy Chair. I have to tell you, we are Black Alabamians for Education. Our mission is to equip, inform, and empower Black families with information on accessing a high-quality K-12 education. We are an organization of choice. We support traditional public, private, charter, virtual, home, blended school, and now Alabama lawfully has micro schools available, and we also support micro schools. And so our really overall impetus for what we do is to ensure that families have access to information, particularly parents, and then also being that vehicle that can get information out, that is a trustworthy vehicle where the engine is always working. We're always staying tapped in. We're always doing tune-ups. We're always staying connected to what's happening at the national level, the state level, and even here at the local level. So I'm Neonta Williams. I am your host of the Advocacy Chair. We get that name right. It's an inaugural episode. We get a little bloopers in there, but the Advocacy Chair, and we are out.